Eala moves to ASB Classic Quarterfinals. Auckland, New Zealand. Eala of the Philippines advanced to the quarterfinals of the ASB Classic after defeating world number 82 Petra Marcinko 6-0, 6-2 in a dominant showing on Thursday. The fourth-seeded Eala took immediate control of the match, surging to a 3-0 lead in the opening 10 minutes and maintaining pressure throughout the first set. Eala now awaits the winner of the match between 5th seed Magdalena, number 52, and Elisabetta Cocciaretto, number 81, scheduled immediately after her victory. Backed by a strong Filipino crowd presence, she closed out the set in under half an hour with clean hitting and superior court coverage. The meeting carried added intrigue, with both players having been top juniors in 2021, Marcinko finishing that year as world number 1 and Eala at number 10. This time, Eala's aggressive returning and heavier pace dictated the exchanges. After a brief consultation with coach Joan Bosch between sets, Eala resumed with the same intensity, opening the second set with 3 forehand winners to secure an early break. Marcinko momentarily steadied, leveling at 1-1 and breaking for a 2-1 lead. But Eala quickly regained control, winning 4 straight games to move ahead 5-2. The Filipina ace closed out the match without difficulty, marking one of her most commanding performances of the young season. "I feel amazing," she told ABS-CBN News afterward. "I'm so happy with how I was able to compete and handle different situations on court. It's never easy to play Petra, so I'm happy with how I played." Looking ahead, Eala added, "New year, new story. And I'm happy with how I'm starting." Morning light draped itself gently over Auckland's hard courts, the kind of light that doesn't shout but waits patiently. By the time Eala stepped onto the blue surface of the ASB Classic, the stadium already carried a hum of expectation, of curiosity, of something beginning to shift. Tennis has always been a game of margins, but sometimes it is also a game of moments. And this was one of those moments. Eala did not arrive at the ASB Classic as a headline favorite. She arrived as a question. A young left-hander from the Philippines, armed with heavy topspin and a calm that belied her age. She carried with her not only a racket bag but the quiet weight of possibility. Each step she took toward the baseline felt like a conversation between who she had been and who she was becoming. The early rounds unfolded like chapters written with intention. Her movement was precise, her shot selection patient. She didn't chase winners recklessly. She constructed them. Points stretched, rallies deepened, and opponents were pulled into exchanges that demanded both endurance and belief. Eala offered no shortcuts, only work. What stood out most was not just her technique, refined through years of discipline, but her stillness between points. In a sport where nerves often scream, Hayes whispered. She bounced the ball, fixed her gaze, and played as if time itself had slowed to her rhythm. The crowd began to notice. Applause grew warmer, more personal. This wasn't just appreciation, it was recognition. Reaching the quarterfinals of the ASB Classic was more than a statistic. It was a statement written without punctuation, no exclamation marks, no dramatic gestures. Just tennis. Clean, assertive, honest tennis. For Eala, each match seemed to peel away a layer of doubt the world sometimes places on young players from non-traditional tennis nations. The Philippines is not often mentioned in the same breath as tennis powerhouses, but on those courts in Auckland, geography felt irrelevant. The ball does not care where you come from. It only responds to how you strike it. Her left-handed forehand arced like a promise, dipping sharply and forcing errors. Her backhand, compact and reliable, absorbed pressure and returned it calmly. And when she stepped inside the baseline, there was intent in her footwork, a quiet confidence that said she belonged here, now. The quarterfinal berth was earned, not given. It arrived after long rallies that tested her lungs, after breakpoints that demanded courage, after moments where momentum wavered and she chose steadiness over panic. These are the invisible victories fans rarely see on scoreboards. Beyond the lines, Eala's achievement resonated far wider than the tournament itself. Somewhere, a young player in Manila watched the highlights on a small screen, gripping a racket a little tighter. Somewhere else, a coach nodded knowingly. Representation matters, but performance matters more, and Eala offered both. The ASB Classic became, for her, a doorway. Not a final destination, but a threshold. The quarterfinals did not promise trophies or rankings etched in stone. What they offered instead was belief, the kind that settles in the chest and stays. As the sun dipped lower and the courts cooled, Eala walked off with the same composure she had brought on. No grand celebration, just a small smile, a quiet acknowledgement of progress. Tennis careers are marathons disguised as sprints, and she seemed to understand that deeply. In Auckland, amid the echoes of bouncing balls and applause, Eala didn't just advance in a tournament. She advanced in her story. And for those paying attention, it sounded very much like the beginning of something lasting.